me see. Missed the super chat from Ghost. Says, Georgia sucks, hate you, cheer for a loser, talk Irish. All right, dude, take your money back. Take your money back. I mean, you can't just keep using a billboard for $2 to come out here and make stuff. Matter of fact, I'm going to go ahead and put you in timeout. You just being ridiculous. Clemson is new booty. I don't know that they new booty. They new money. I don't think that you and I agree on what new booty means. I mean, somebody in here hasn't watched Oz. The championship this year gonna be Bama versus OSU versus Clemson. Everyone else doesn't stand a chance. I mean, that's been the thing about the playoff, right? We can identify 3 really good teams, and the 4th team just kind of there. Usually Oklahoma has been that 4th team. All right, cool. How is that going to be any different than any other year? As a matter of fact, that kind of comforts me because nothing has been the same this year, right? I would love for Alabama, Clemson, Ohio State to make the playoff because those would be the 3 best teams according to most people's eyes. And that would also mean that we get to see a national champion crowned. It's wild interesting right now, though, that people are talking about moving the college football playoff dates because we're not getting enough games. I'm like, we're getting plenty enough games. Greg Sankey actually made that point, which is to add more teams to the playoff is to make the playoff harder to complete, right? And they were like, well, are you worried about the SEC not getting enough credit? And he's like, one thing I am not worried about is the kind of respect an SEC schedule provides. Like Sankey telling no lies there. Everybody is all in on the SEC schedule. If for no other reason than we have data to show y'all are all in on the SEC schedule because those teams also end up being pretty damn good, right? We all raised holy hell in 2017 when we found out that Georgia and Alabama were making it into the playoff because we were like, we don't want another rematch of the conference championship, which ended up being the national championship, which ended up being a really great game. You can look at Tua Tagovailoa coming off the bench to go win that game for Georgia. You can look at Georgia not being able to finish because that is the second time in 4 years for which I have seen a quarterback totally torch Georgia's defense. And Kirby Smart needs to start looking at Dan Lanning going, yo, man, do I need to take over the controls again? Or maybe just hand him to Glenn Schumann. Yes, I read that column by Stuart Mandel too, Corey, which is to say that if you move the dates back, you're competing with the NFL, and the NFL is going to eat you alive. January 1 is the date. January 1 is also the only date where you can have a doubleheader that anybody cares about college football because we're the smallest sport to the NFL, which probably means I need to start talking more about the NFL, quite honestly. And I should do that. I could do that today. We might do that here in just a minute. Take a look at y'all questions. See if y'all questions are any good. Let me see. RJ, who is the next recruit to come? Wheaton or Tristan Lay? It ain't going to be Tristan Lay. We'll see about Wheaton. What else? Yo, man, check out these people that come in the middle of the stream talking about, did I already talk about X? Rewind the button. My God. How much time does it take for you to go rewind the button or just finish this one and then go hit the rewind button? It ain't like these are going anywhere. I put them up in segments anyway. Come on, man. Stop that. My goodness. How much more time does it take for you to type that out than to just go rewind the button? Let me see. Some of y'all questions are not good. Yeah, some of y'all's questions are not good. Nah, that one ain't good either. National championship game. This is Florida versus Bama in the SEC championship. Go. I mean, the same Florida that got beat by Texas A&M? That Florida? The same Texas A&M that Alabama dropped 52 on and gave up 17-2? That Florida? That Texas A&M? Nah, man. That ain't going to be no game. Alabama going to run roughshod over ampersand U. Death, taxes, and Nick Saban being competitive as all hell at Alabama. It's wild. It's straight up wild. Meanwhile, I'm gonna be watching Arkansas, Florida, because it's probably gonna be the only game on that is, hadn't been canceled due to the COVID. But I also would love to see Barry Odom win that game as an interim head coach after getting fired from Missouri for making them bowl eligible. Get fired from Missouri, get put on at Arkansas, making, I think, more at Arkansas than he did at Missouri as defensive coordinator. Watch Sam Pittman catch the COVID, got to sit at home, and then Barry Odom, Felipe Franks, Kendall Briles, and the like go and get themselves a dub against Dan Mullen and the Gators. It's not likely to happen, but I'm here for it happening. That would be so much fun. He's so much fun. Let's see. What else we got in here? Okay. All right, dude. I'm going to do it again. And the next time, I'm going to remove you from the stream. Talk about something else. All right? That's why you've been put in timeout. Also, it's so disrespectful that YouTube allows us to put people in timeout. Like, it's actually called timeout. Like it says, timed out for 300 seconds, which is, 5 minutes. It's actual timeout. It's like elementary school timeout. That's where we live. Because this platform is just full of trolls. Full of trolls. One day I'm going to have to tell y'all about what YouTube has been doing over the last 6 weeks. Not today, but at some point I'm going to tell y'all that story, and it's going to blow your mind. I bet Georgia drops another game. It's possible. Like, Georgia's real weak at finishing stuff when they don't feel like they got anything to play for. See Texas in the Sugar Bowl. Like, as soon as Georgia feels like they're out of contention for something, they stop showing up. It's just like that. Like, George Pickens had something to prove in the Sugar Bowl against Baylor last year, and Baylor wasn't that good. But yeah, why Oregon started the wrong quarterback? Nah, man, like, Tyler Shuck been there for years. I'm with that. Plus, Joe Moorhead is really good at calling offensive football. So let's keep it 100 on that front. That dude knows what it is. That dude knows what it is. I'm with that. All right. Let's talk a little bit about another sport. So I know that some of y'all only show up here for college football, and that's fine, but I want to talk about something else. Harden and Westbrook are unsure about the direction of the Rockets. Forgive me, I just saw that story. I'll have to go do some research on that story before I talk about it. But man, that's wild. I went here looking for something else entirely.